Good evening and welcome to Monday Night Football.
99 yards and a half.
Are you ready for some football?
Nobody catches ball.
It's an amazing event. It makes rock concerts look like tea parties.
Look out! Break through! It is scoop and score! Touchdown, New Orleans! Or you can take me now. I've seen it all.
What a show this man has put on tonight.
Megatron into the record books.
He did what? William Perry fights the football.
It's out of the record. He did it. The most bizarre finish you'll ever see.
Football game this turned out to be.
Welcome you to the Monday Night Kickoff, engineered by GMC. The Superdome in New Orleans, final game of Week 15, and it's the Saints hosting the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. Welcome inside.
I told you this is my favorite Lion, man. I watch this kid, I get excited. You throw a simple check down, 2 yards deep, right in front of the linebacker, and that is awesome. Donnell Ellerbe going to be on SportsCenter tonight. What a beautiful move.
Well, we'll get you out of here on this. It's become Monday Night Football post-game tradition that the guy on the end does the Ray Lewis dance at the end of the segment.
gosh.
So we'll see what you got.
Guys, are we serious?
You got that?
What are you talking about?
Matthew, don't fall for it.
That's all I got.
No, I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
You made it so bad.
You look foolish.
He made you look so bad there. Good job.
He had the hands.
Nice.
He had the hands. That was nice. I got to put that into the next one.
You always had like the funky chicken.
That's the funky chicken. Well, that's Odell did the chicken, and that was sweet last year. That came out of nowhere. That was sweet.
I don't know.
That was good.
I was telling you, don't do it. Don't do it.
I know.
But then you came through.
Went for it. Oh, well.
We'll get out on the funky
You got to
chicken,
love that.
if you will.
Love that.
Matthew Stafford, just 3 incompletions all night tonight. The Lions win on the road in New Orleans.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, niggas? What's going on, Lions fans? What's going on, One Pride Riders? What's going on, everybody watching this video, man? Man, oh, man. Let me just start out first, and we're going to go and hop into this little Monday night intro here. I always like to do this Monday night games, kind of play the old Monday night openers from ABC, man. Some of my favorites that they ever did, and then hop right into the analysis. But let me just say first, let me get my 2 other teams in the league out of the way, man, because we had some huge things happening with both teams this week. Starting with my Houston Texans, man, finally going to Indianapolis and winning that goddamn game. Y'all just don't know how painful it's been as a Texas fan not to keep going into Indianapolis last 13 years and just keep losing, and they finally broke that streak just like the Lions broke the streak in Lambeau. So it's been a hell of a season as far as accomplishing those road feats, and also the Raiders finally winning in Denver. So, I mean, it hasn't been that long, though, because they actually won there recently. I believe it was like 2011, I think, or something like that. But still, those road victories are huge. But, yeah, the Texans doing that shit. The Colts is by far the team I hate the most in the entire AFC. So to get that win against them, to see that fucking crowd be quiet as fuck towards the end is amazing. Just really amazing, man. Only thing, TJ Yates got his shit injured, but it is what it is. I'll take it because Brandon Whedon actually came in that game and stepped the fuck up and got us to a touchdown drive, and TJ Yates was doing shit. So, it is what it is, but that's the thing going forward. These Texans, man, they're not gonna get very far without a quarterback. But I still want to see them win the South. I want to see them get a home playoff game. I might even go to that home playoff game. If they end up winning the South, I might even go to that one. So I ain't been to Houston in about 2 years, so I wanna go down there. And I know the Lions supposed to go down there next year, so I might be going down there next year as well. But I just really, happy about that shit. No doubt about it. And you know what? There's a chance we might end up playing Houston that first game of the season. I might just throw that out there. There might be a chance we end up facing them first week. I'm not sure, though. I hope not, though. I hope that doesn't happen. And obviously, the other one, man. Big shout out to my guy, Killer Mike, who called me up on it yesterday, let me know that Charles Woodson is going to officially retire. And I was actually shocked by it because I was like, man, I thought Woodson was actually going to play into his 40s a little bit, you know, because, I mean, he's still playing like a young man right now. I mean, you know, I thought he was definitely going to play as long as possible, but, you know, Father Time is still undefeated, so, you know, it is what it is. But, I mean, he's Charles Woodson, no doubt about it, one of my top 5 favorite players of all time, my favorite Raider of all time. I mean, he is the true personification of an Oakland Raider. I got so much respect for him. There's a difference between, you know, players that you respect and players that you like. Like, Charles Woodson was actually a player I fucking respected from beginning to end. You know, to come in as a Heisman winner, you know, one of the rare defensive guys that won the Heisman over the years, and to actually have an NFL career that is Hall of Fame worthy, it's just amazing. I mean, you know, after Tim Brown, he was my favorite Raider after that. I mean, Charles Woodson was the dude, and he lived up to it. Those first 5 or 6 years when the Raiders were under Chucky Gruden and they were doing their thing before we had this little 10-year, you know, relapse in a way. I don't know what the fuck you call that. But those years, man, he was instrumental. He was a guy on a veteran team that was plugged in, young guy, and just did his thing, man. And he's had an amazing career, you know, despite wearing the green and yellow for a few years. But the only thing I will say to that, when he did go to Green Bay, was that at least, you know, he won a ring up there. I mean, I would rather see him win one in silver and black, but he deserved to at least win a Super Bowl ring because he played like it. I mean, the guy, you know, he wrote the book on how to play fucking corner and safety. I mean, you want to talk about learning how to play the game as a defensive back? Learn from Charles Woodson. That guy, there's 2 guys, Ronnie Lott, Charles Woodson. You learn how to play for one of them 2 guys, you will learn a fucking lot about how to play defensive back. All right, playing that fucking secondary. These guys wrote the book on that shit. You can even throw Deion Sanders, the real Reeves in that motherfucker if you want to, but I would say Ronnie Lott and Charles Woodson at the top. So that's the thing about that. And my last little shout out, and that's the thing though, back to Killer Mike for a sec, is when he told me, he told me he was probably going to end up going to this game too, because it's obviously his last game. The game is on Thursday night, Christmas Eve. But, you know, I'm going to spend time with my family because I didn't do it on Thanksgiving. So, you know, I got to spend time with my family. I can't back out on that. It's too late anyways. And, but man, oh man, if it wasn't Christmas, I would have definitely been taking a plane trip over to Oakland and see this guy for the last time. That's going to be special. See Charles Woodson in his last game in Oakland, man, wearing silver and black, wearing a black jersey, dog. Man, dog, I mean, that's one of those ones where you just like, man, dude, if you could see the guy play for his last time, man. So I'm a little down about that. But speaking of the team, and I love going to Chargers games at fucking Oakland, man. So many fights in the stands, dog. It cooled off a little bit the last couple of years, but it's still, fans still get body down there. But back to the Chargers though, man. And Chargers fans, if you listen to this, all my Detroit, San Diego fans, because I know we got a lot of Lion fans in that part of the country in San Diego, man. I'm gonna play that Chargers song for you at the end here. San Diego Superchargers song. Pardon me, one of the last times I'm gonna be able to play it. So, you know, this team does move to Los Angeles. I mean, just me being at Qualcomm a few times in my life, man. You know, I can't believe it that team might be actually. I mean, even though they're only going up the road to Los Angeles, at least they're not moving out of the region. But still, I mean, that's kind of unbelievable, man. I mean, the Chargers have only been in San Diego, so we haven't really had anything like this in the NFL where a team has fucking moved in a very long time. It's been, I believe, since the 90s now, man, because we've had a steady time of teams being in the same fucking city for a very long time, man. I mean, we got a few situations right here. That could be the last game in Oakland as well, but I think it's starting to really look like that team's going to be in Oakland next year. But you had St. Louis last week. You know, they might be going to Los Angeles and Chargers this week. And I know how it feels, man, because when the Oilers moved from Houston, man, that's the reason why I'm a Texas fan, because I used to grow up like loving the fucking Oilers. Warren Moon and shit like that. You know, the powder blue, you know what I'm saying, of the Houston Oilers. And when they lost their team down in Houston, I felt for them, man. And so I know how it feels to lose, you know, for the city to lose a fucking team. And that's why I tell Lion fans, man, you're lucky to have this team in Detroit. You guys, you talking about not going to Lions games, you better support that team any way you can, any way you fucking can. That's why I always make sure I go out to Lions games. Look, our fans are going to sell out Ford Field anyways. I don't have to really show up. But when you got a team here, you don't take that shit for granted, man. You got that shit, I mean, you don't got these sellouts, man, and empty seats all the time and shit. That shit catches up to you, man, and you eventually lose your fucking team. But, I mean, the Lions have never been in a situation where we've lost the Lions, man. So we're really lucky for that, man. But you look at these other situations, it gets real, dude. It gets really real out there, man. I mean, I just gotta believe, man. I gotta go to at least 1 or 2 Lion games a year, man, and just at least show my passion. That I'm thankful that the team is in Detroit every season, man. That's why I go to games, man. Not just to have fun, but to actually show my appreciation that the Lions are still in Detroit. You know, especially since we've been in a city with bad economy, but luckily we got that Ford Field built because that's really what secured the team here. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember even just Minnesota, man, they were in talks of moving to LA. Remember back in the day when they had Red McCombs as their owner? Back in like the early to mid 2000s, and that's before Ziggy Wolf came on and built that damn stadium, man. I mean, it gets real, man. It doesn't matter what kind of legacy you got in your towns. The only thing that could probably save is if you're in a really big-ass market. I mean, but look, Los Angeles was a big-ass market. They lost the Raiders. They lost the Rams back in '94. I mean, it just tells you, man, your team could be here and be gone tomorrow, man. You know, don't ever take your team for granted, dog, because they could be here one day and gone, dude. Don't ever take your team for granted, man. St. Louis lost their fucking team twice now. It just tells you how it really gets, man. It gets real. Buffalo, man. You would have never thought Buffalo be in a situation where they almost lost their goddamn team, man. So, like I said, man, you got to be appreciative of this shit, man. It's got to be appreciated. You got to have the right owners. You got to have the right owners that want to keep the team there. All that other shit, but I'm going on and on. And let's start this video so I can get into this Lions talk. I got a question for you. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Are you ready for some football?
The race to see who will score Monday Night Football's 20,000th point is brought to you by Verizon Wireless. And log on to Enhanced TV where you can win a trip to Hawaii and a chance to call a play at the Pro Bowl. To find out more, go to ESPN.com or NFL.com and play now.
The big game's on. It's Monday night. Showtime. And ready to fight. Let's go. It couldn't be better. Let's kick the big game off. Kick it! This year the Broncos are gonna get freaky. Romo and Greasy, Strahan and Tiki. Let's kick the big game off. Kick it!
It's the season premiere of ABC's Monday Night Football, and we'll raise the curtain with a blockbuster. Brian Greasy, Terrell Davis, and the charged-up Denver Broncos christen their new stadium against the NFC champions. A year ago, the Giants rode Jim Fossil's guarantee all the way to Super Bowl 35, only to be crushed by the Baltimore Ravens. Tonight, with unfinished business, they begin a new trip.
I'm ready to go. I think everybody's ready to go. It starts now. The games count. Training camp is over, and it's time to go at it full force.
Monday Night Football, year 32. It's cooler than me and hotter than you. The Giants and Denver, what could be better? Let's kick the big game. Let's kick the big game. Let's kick the big game off. Come on! Are you ready? Kick it! Let's find out how ready you are.
In the no-holds-barred world of deep-cover espionage, survival in a hostile environment demands you to be the master of many skills. It's no different on the football field. Take this man. Terrell Owens. Intel indicates he's one of the most dangerous receivers in the game. Mastering many of the attributes that makes a good field agent great.
Let's go, T.O. Let's go, T.O.
He's sophisticated. Able to get the message across.
That's a first.
Schooled in the delicate art of negotiation.
They hate to love me!
And of course, a master of disguise. So don't blink or you'll miss the action. On and off the field. And remember this.
Hey, we're on a mission!
Without men like Terrell Owens, it's nothing but a game. Now you're ready for some football.
All right, showtime! Are you ready? Hit it! Come on and hit it! Come on and get ready! Are you ready for some football? A Monday night holiday! Yes, sir! The countdown to the kickoff has officially started! The game's brightest stars shine under these lights. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night!
The setting couldn't be any more perfect. Sunset over the front range of the Rockies. Beautiful night, 75 degrees, Invesco Field at Mile High. Right next door, the old stadium, Mile High Stadium. Moments ago, the Bronco legends, led by John Elway, came out into the field. The crowd went wild. Now here come the 2001 Broncos as the crowd goes wild, as their team gets ready to start the 2001 season at home in their new figs against the NFC champion New York Giants. I'm Al Michaels. Welcome to Denver. Stranger to the Pro Bowl number 98, Jesse Armstead, and the aforementioned Michael Strahan going up against Davis, Greasy, and the Broncos on Monday Night Football. Tonight's quarterback breakdown is brought to you by McDonald's.
Okay, let's get into this game. Gotta say, Lions surprised me in this one from the onset. Taking the first touchdown of the game and just going from there, man. I mean, this Lions team right now, man, I mean, this second half where they're 4-2, they're really building on, I think, potentially a really big rebound year next year. I think that they've done enough as far as those midseason changes go to really put themselves in a position to really take over 2016, much like the Panthers did this year. You know, I think we got a chance to do that. This team, a lot of things I noticed in this game. I mean, this is why I tell people, do not play for draft picks, dude. Keep fucking playing. And for the Lions' sake, it's not a rebuild, so they don't really need to play for fucking draft picks. Lions already had the pieces here. We have the pieces here. We've got the pieces here. We got some young pieces here as well. We don't have to do a full rebuild here. We've been through that already a couple of times in the past in this century, where we don't have to do that again anytime soon. I mean, we got the quarterback. We got a good defense. We got pieces on the offensive side, very talented dudes on the offensive side. We just got to clean up the blocking game, get a better coaching staff in here, and that's it. I mean, outside of that, man, this team is ready to go. I mean, this team is ready to do some things, but they are going to hire a new general manager. We don't know what direction he's going to take this team in. And they got to hire a new coach. But, hey, it's the thing, though. Every time the Lions win, does that better Jim Caldwell's chances of staying? I mean, that Sheldon White, could he still be our general manager? We'll see, because I'm telling you what, right now, I am a lot more uncertain than I was in the past few weeks. January 3rd, if you're not a Caldwell fan and you want to see a change in the general manager position, January 3rd and January 4th could be some nerve-wracking days, especially January 4th, because that's the Monday after. That's Black Monday. That's when usually you hear all the firings, you know. Because I remember when we fired Shorts, it was on a Monday, but it was getting later than what I expected. Like, I remember they didn't fire him that Sunday like I expected them to. And then we went through the whole morning. We didn't hear anything. Because I remember I was up early that day, you know, listening to reports and trying to see when it was going to fire Shorts, and it didn't come. And I started thinking, man, they might actually keep this nigga. Then they did it. And so that little stretch after the Bears game, man, is going to be, for Lions fans, is going to be very important, man. Either we're going to have another season of this nigga or we're going to have some changes there. But, you know, this team right now, like I said, is assembled just to plug in holes. This team should be able to win. The group that we got right now, we should be able to win with this goddamn team, man, and actually go all the way with these motherfuckers, because we got a lot of talent on this team. Now, we could get a little better in defense, I think, as far as talent goes. I think we still got some holes there. But, and obviously on the line as well for the offensive line. But it's not that far away where we need to do a rebuild. So when people are talking about these draft picks, when people talk about draft picks, do you realize draft picks can be a bust? Do you realize Aaron Donald and Odell Beckham Jr. was taken after the first top 10 picks? Yeah. I don't think the fucking draft picks are that important unless you're rebuilding the goddamn team. And we're not fun to fucking rebuild. So we don't need none of the first goddamn 10 picks. That shit went out the window anyways when we went on that little 3-game winning streak. So I'm not even focused on that. I think we could get who we need to get in the middle of the fucking first round. I think as long as we're probably like between picks 12 through 19, we'll be okay. Because it's actually more than just about where you're at. We don't have any sexy quarterbacks this year. No game changers, really. You just need to draft the right guy. You can get the right guy later on the first round. So for you Lions fans that keep thinking about, man, we're going to get a draft pick, you're not really thinking. You're just, you don't even know if we're going to fucking rebuild. So how could you want a fucking early draft pick, all right? You can't want an early draft pick unless you know we're rebuilding. We are not rebuilding here in Detroit. We're going to have Stafford here as a quarterback next year. Most of these players will still be here next year. So what the fuck do you need a draft pick for? Get the fuck out of here. For all we know, we might draft somebody and the motherfucker be a fucking bust, man. Get the hell out of here. I'm not about to drop games late in the season for that shit. I think you can have more of an impact winning games late in the season that don't mean shit, building on next season than just drafting somebody, man. That's my view on it. You don't have to agree, but I would much rather finish this season, go 6-10 or 7-9 at this point. All right, I would much rather do that because they got things to build on here in Detroit. We got a team, and it's very important for me to see Matthew Stafford in the season with some confidence. I mean, one thing that I didn't really hear people point out, and you know, the media really kind of didn't talk about this game too much anyways, but, I mean, they want to talk about Breeze's records and shit, but did they not realize that Matthew Stafford beat this nigga twice in a fucking row and beat him in the Super Bowl doing something that Aaron Rodgers never fucking did? Aaron Rodgers never came to the fucking Superdome and beat Breeze. He did something that even that nigga ain't fucking did, man. This nigga beat him in back-to-back fucking years. And don't give me this defense is ass and all of this shit. Look, the Saints defense been ass the past since Sean Payton got there, and you don't see too many quarterbacks against the Saints defense, especially in the last couple of years, that were that efficient, 22 for 25. That performance last night for Matthew Stafford is fucking rare as fuck. What you saw, all of this fucking hype and talk about what the fuck Cam Newton did against the Giants, I didn't hear motherfuckers talking about what the fuck Matthew Stafford did against the Saints. He had a rare fucking performance, man. Probably the most efficient performance we've seen all season from any goddamn quarterback all year long. He only missed 3 goddamn passes. This nigga was almost perfect. He set a record for the best QBR in, the best QB rating in Lions history. This motherfucker was almost perfect. I think Russell Wilson was the only one that had, like, the only other best quarterback day I've seen all year so far this season. That was that close to being that perfect. 158.3. But you ain't hear anybody talk about it. But that's just the Lions not having no fucking respect in the media, the national media. So it is what it is with that. I'm not gonna complain about that shit. And big shout out to eastwarrenLB, man. He made a video. I'm gonna make sure I link this motherfucker too. He made a video last week. I meant to comment on it too. I'm gonna comment on it today. He made a very good video that all Lions fans. If you're a Lions fan, watch this fucking video after you watch my goddamn video, or put a tab on it that you're gonna watch it later. But you need to watch this goddamn video. eastwarrenLB was telling Lion fans that Stafford needs to be more appreciated than what he is. And I've actually gone through this season of realizing how important it is that we still have Stafford here, because trust me, as a Houston Texas fan right now, not having a goddamn quarterback to rely on every fucking week, not knowing who the fuck is going to be on the center, the only reason why we have the record we have is because of our fucking defense. And I wish we had a fucking quarterback down there in Houston, man. I mean, someone that starts since 2011. This guy has started every fucking game, Matthew Stafford, man. He might not win them all, but it's good to know that you got a quarterback that's going to do good, that's got a good chance of doing good, doing some good things out of there, going to give your team a good chance to win, and you know who's the fucking starter. Most teams in this league have not run with their opening day starters right now. You know? And Stafford's only 28. He's only 28. He's only 28 years old. I mean, he's going to be 28 next season. The guy's still young. He's not 30 yet. This guy's still young. He's still got a lot of room to grow, man. And I told y'all, most quarterbacks, they don't get it into their 30s, man. A lot of them are late bloomers. Just look at Tony Romo, man. A lot of these guys are late bloomers, man. You got to stick with your quarterbacks, man. I think Jim Cooter has been good for this motherfucker. I think he still needs a better head coach over him, though. But for the most part, Matthew Stafford the last 2 years is even better. I agree with Man Beast Morris about this. He's even better than he was back in the early days, back in those early days when he was breaking records and shit. He was a lot wilder, a lot less in control. He seems to be more in control now, too, if you look at it. And I wanted to touch up on something. What should I do first? Before we talk about that. Let's run through this game first. Let's talk about this game real quick. So, the Lions win it 35-27. The Saints almost make a comeback, but I'm going to tell you why they almost made a comeback. And it got nothing to do with the fucking Lions. Because a lot of people, again, read shit wrong. You know, why the scores are like the way they are. Anyways, in this game, they hop out to a 21-3 lead. Now, as a Lion fan, you never feel safe with a fucking lead like that, especially when you know this team is taking their foot off the gas pedal so many fucking times. So when they came out of the locker room and put up that first touchdown, I was like, this is going to be a different game. This might end up being a different game for the fucking Lions. And I kept on saying, against the Packers, all the Lions needed was one more touchdown. They needed one more touchdown and they didn't get it. That right there pissed me off, because they would have beaten the Packers had they got at least one more touchdown. They took their foot off the gas pedal, and I really needed to see this team, do their thing. So, this is a situation right now, particularly with the Lions, where You know, and I'm just saying, you know, it's just, sorry, I got distracted. I was reading. So I do that every now and then, man. I know, reading something and didn't really pay attention right now. But yeah, looking at this game and this situation, man. They came back out of the half and they scored right away. That's when I knew this game was going to be a little bit different. Even if New Orleans made a comeback, I don't think they would have had enough time to complete it. And then the Lions responded later with another fucking touchdown. That's something that we hadn't seen all season. We've actually lost games just based on the fact that when we got out the early leads, we didn't keep them. You know what I'm saying? And this was that type of game that was the very opposite of actually what the Lions been needing to do. This game was so much more different than a lot of the Lions games we've seen all year long. The pass blocking was better. The run blocking was better. They actually used the run. We got 150 yards out of the run, so that was the biggest running game we had all season. 70 yards apiece for George Bell and my boy Abdullah. Special teams, the most consistent part of our team all goddamn year long. Like the special teams has actually gone unnoticed. I mean, from Matt Prater, you know what I'm saying? Abdullah returning kicks, Tate returning kicks, the blocking that these guys get, the defensive plays by Don Carey. Don Carey has been also one of the most consistent Lions all year, very under the radar all year, the way this guy's played. If it wasn't for that injury last year, he'd probably be a bigger part of the defensive rotation. Really doesn't get a lot of defensive plays in the game, but he's been amazing in stopping people. And you got Sam Martin, so, you know, in the punting game. I mean, our special teams unit, like I said, if we keep this special teams unit intact next year, we can make a big run. Because special teams is a huge part of the fucking football game. So we got that part intact. And defensively, we're short-handed. I mean, Ziggy had an illness, and Queen came out the game, and we still shut these niggas. I will say this was a very good defensive game from this team, especially in the first half. A lot of that second half was sympathy points. That was New Orleans running a 2-minute offense. That was basically the Lions just protecting the end zone and shit. The Saints, if the Saints was really doing good against this fucking defense, they would have scored more points in the first half. And the Lions were getting key stops when they needed to. The key defensive stop of the game was to hear Whitehead on Benjamin Watson. That really kept the Saints from getting that full comeback because it forced them into a field goal. And it kept the Lions up, you know, what was it, 8 points? So that was huge. So it was a lot of huge things going on. I thought the Nada block in the first half was like an underrated defensive stop that we needed. And let me just say something. Haloti Nada, since that Minnesota game, that last Minnesota game, the start, you know, going into the second half, this nigga has been a monster. He's been the Haloti Nada that we thought we was going to see this season, you know? He's done a lot, man. I mean, the only bad part, we might end up losing this nigga, but I hope we keep him. But I mean, I think we're gonna lose him. But that's why, you know, I need to see more from Gabe Wright. I need to see Gabe Wright in there because he might be the guy that needs to replace him. We got Karan Reed, this kid Thornton that we just started putting in there second half and shit like that. You know, this line is just still monstrous without suing fairly. I mean, if people realize how good this line has been without these guys, I mean, Ansa, Jason Jones, and Devin Taylor, I mean, these guys have been huge on that fucking line, man. It just goes to show you how key it was to keep Terrell Austin as the defensive coordinator, man. Good luck to him if he finds a head coaching job, but if he doesn't, man, it's going to be so tough, man, because I don't know if we're going to be able to keep Jim Balcuda and Terrell Austin, man. Unfortunately, man. I mean, we need to keep these two motherfuckers, man. I mean, shit, man. It's going to be so tough, man, this whole changeover in general manager and head coach. I wish Jim Caldwell wasn't so fucking ass, dude. Because we probably going to have to lose these two motherfuckers, so. But sometimes you could kind of sub out a coordinator and you still do well. Just look at Arizona. Shout out to my boy Brian Luce, Cardinal fan. They finally got a 12-win season and won the division. Big shout out to your Cardinals, dog, and good luck to them in the playoffs as well. Good conversations with you on my videos, man. So big shout out to Brian Luce as well, Arizona Cardinals. Tough one with Tyrann the Honey Badger, Tyrann Matthew, man. Real tough on that one. Losing him for the whole season. He's one of my favorite players in the league, too. I wish the Lions would have drafted his ass. But yeah, man, I mean, you look at this team, man, and they could go the route of Arizona as well, like what Arizona did. You know, they had some mediocre seasons to Arizona where they should have been doing better, but they finally picked it up. Better quarterback play from Carson Palmer, and they were ready to go, dude. So I think we can develop that kind of year in, year out winning culture, man. Like I said, this defense, the secondary is probably the key part of our defense going forward. It's so young and so talented, man, led by Slay. Man, we could build this defense around Slay and fucking Ziggy Ansah, man. I mean, Slay, I was actually surprised, man, when Chucky Gooden announced that shit. Well, I'm kind of not, because there was some games in the first half of the season where I was like, Slay was playing shitty. But Slay really picked it up with the rest of the team in the second half, really. And he became that shutdown corner that we saw last year. Because he did a good job all night long. I mean, Brandon Cooks, he was frustrating the hell out of this nigga. The only one bad play that Slay had was that big back shoulder throw. And that was more breeze than anything. And Brandon Cooks put himself in a good position to pick that shit up at the 1 yard line. But he covered that play pretty well, man. It was just that, it was just better offense by Drew Brees and Brandon Cooks, man. Because Drew Brees is a master on those back shoulder throws, man. I've seen that over and over again over the years. So that's one of the tougher things that, I mean, you either have it or you don't, man. I don't know if Stafford is actually capable of developing a back shoulder throw. He still got to develop some of those really harder fit throws. I feel that's what's going to be the next step towards his progress for Matthew Stafford. He's got to learn how to fit those back shoulder throws. But if he could do that, he could do pretty well. But, man, this defense, man, Nevin Lawson, Abdul Qadis, I mean, he's been doing very well in that same game. He did a great job coming in for Quinn. But it was still not the same without Quinn at times in there. But the absolute beast on his defense right now is Quandre Diggs. This dude played like he been in the league for like 6 years, dog. Like he an all-pro and shit. This nigga was drafted lower than Alex Carter, and he's doing everything that I thought Alex Carter was going to be doing, man. I mean, Quandre Diggs, dog, is the best thing that happened to this secondary was Rasheem Mathis being out this season. And that ain't a slight on Rasheem Mathis, but it just allowed opportunities for guys to get in there, dog. It really did. It really did. It just allowed guys to get their opportunity. And Nevin Lawson is probably the one that's the most shocking to me, because I thought he was going to be a complete bum. This dude playing very well right now. Our secondary was doing a great job, man. I mean, Drew Brees could have easily put up about 40 against us, dog. Like I said, it was a lot of sympathy points in the second half, man. It wasn't really, it wasn't even really too much of what the Lions was doing badly on defense. It was just that the Lions do what almost every NFL team does. Take the foot off the gas pedal, give the team some sympathy points, and that's what it was, man. That wasn't a real comeback. That's why they didn't complete the comeback, because it wasn't a real comeback. You know what I mean? Because if it was a real comeback, they would have actually came and beat us. So, that was the thing right there. Yeah, and on the O-line, Michael Ola, man, what a find. If there's anything that Sheldon White did do well, is finding Michael Ola, man. I mean, this guy, the reason why this line been playing better is because of Michael Ola. And that whole right side of the line, him and Warford, is pretty good. Riley Reed's still trash, but he had his best game of the season yesterday, but it was still it was a mixed performance, but it was his best game of the season. Lincoln Thomason, his best game of the season as well. He's getting a little better. I'm giving him a chance, just like I did with Ebron this year, man. I said we just got to see year-to-year progress with these guys. And Ebron had a monster game. I mean, that was a huge catch that he had in the first half. Wish he could have took that one to the house, but he didn't drop no passes, and he was doing pretty well. Swanson's still an iffy motherfucker at center, but it's very hard to find centers. As you saw with Rayola, it's very hard to find center. So if he's come back as a center next year, I don't got too much of a problem with it. But I hate him in games like Minnesota, those double A gaps or middle inside blitzes, man. Those nano blitzes and shit, man. I hate Swanson against those kind of blitzes, dog. Aaron Donald and shit like that. I hate it when he faces these kind of motherfuckers because they just come through. But we still need to change that left side of the offensive line out and build some things there. But Ola and Warford, I fucks with them. I fucks with that part of the O-line though. But yeah, this Michael Burton finally using him, finally giving him a little receiver touch. Shit that we ain't seen before. And you know what I'm saying? This is why I said what I said, man. And you know, I was talking to my girl Lindsay Lessanti, who also provided me with these videos early in the video. Thanks to her again, Sports Warehouse doing her thing. I was actually talking to her the entire second half of the game. She called me up at halftime. She was at work too. And she was at the control center just not even working. Like, she was just sitting back watching the Lions game. You know, they got a lot of monitors in there. She was just sitting back watching the Lions game, talking to me on the fucking phone and shit. And I was distracted. I had to rewatch this game before I did this video. I mean, we watched the second half because I took my ass off a lot of shit. But, and we was just talking about Calvin Johnson. And this is what I wanted to get to earlier when I said I was going to get to the game. I think for the first time as a Lions fan, I'm going to say something very hard right now, but I think I am ready as early as next season to move on without Calvin Johnson. I think I'm ready. Because I think Stafford's ready. I think Stafford, I feel confident in the last 2 years where he hasn't had a lot of Calvin Johnson to play with. I feel confident that he's ready to move on without this nigga. And I think the offense is a lot better at times without. I mean, it's still very good with Calvin, but it's even better without him because when Stafford throws the ball around to so many different dudes, this offense takes the fuck off, man. One of the reasons why Tom Brady and Peyton Manning have always had very good passing game because they share the fuck out of that rock. It seems like everyone touches the ball at least once. T.J. Jones, Eric Ebron, who all touched the ball today? Theo Reddick, Michael Burton, Abdul. I don't know if Abdullah had any pass catches. I know Joy Bell did. And Joy Bell had a fantastic game as well. Big shout outs to them. I know those fumbles though. That was the only thing in the second half. Trust me and Lindsay, we were panicking in that fourth quarter. After that shit, but the Lions did something that they ain't did all year. They rebounded after turnovers. Especially that one drive that we completed to make it 35. I was like, oh, Stafford got a good drive going right now. Do not let that shit be a turnover. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I mean, T.J. Jones got the ball. One of my favorite up-and-coming receivers. Lance Moore got the ball, I think, at least 2 times. Tate, golden Tate going to get that fucking ball. And, you know what I'm saying? Corey Fuller, I don't know what's going to go on with Corey Fuller. I mean, he just does not get in the fucking offense. But you could tell with Jimbo Cooter, he's using everybody. And I think that this offense is a lot more effective. I mean, because Stafford isn't forced to look at Calvin all day. And you could see that the offense was really targeted towards everyone else than it was last week. It seems like last week, it was a lot of targets to Calvin. I mean, we didn't use him that much, but it was a lot of targets to him that got overthrown. We didn't see those bad throws from Stafford either. He only had 3 incompletions. So it was clear that, he took advantage of this ass defense from the Saints. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that Saints defense is ass, dog. I mean, but it proves when Stafford's got time in that fucking pocket, he could carve defenses up, even the good ones. I think if we replay that Rams game right now with the focus we have right now and found a way to protect Aaron Donald, we probably could have did him the same way we did the Saints this week. I mean, the Rams defense ain't that fucking great. There's a reason why they were 5-8 for a reason. Aaron Donald is their only real killer in James Laurinaitis. And maybe Chris Long when he's healthy, but I think they were missing a linebacker that was out for the whole year. I can't remember his name. They were missing somebody. But yeah, man. I mean, it just tells you. That's why I say I want to keep Stafford, man. I want him to finally have a good running game behind him, something he's never had in his career. We were cheated out. We probably was going to get that out of Javid Best, but we were cheated out of that because of his the way his career went. Amir Abdullah just work on fundamentally handling the ball. Look, there's a lot of things that this Lions team could do if we clean a lot of shit up. We're very close with this team. And what's my answer to Calvin Johnson? Like I said, I think we need to get like a Julian Edelman in the draft. We could still get a top flight receiver within the next year or two. We could still get a top flight receiver to replace Calvin Johnson, but we're gonna have to let him go, man. Because unless he takes a discount to stick here with this team and maybe have a lesser role on this team, and I wouldn't even want to see Calvin. I would rather see Calvin Johnson just go in here and chase a ring, dude. I don't even know. Go somewhere where they're maybe go play with Cam Newton, man. I don't give a fuck. I mean, right now, dude. You know, we got to move on from him, man, because this offense is more lethal without him, man. It really is. It really is, man. Because I think it helps Stafford concentrate more too. But I mean, the only reason why Calvin hasn't been producing, like I said, it wasn't that they wasn't going to him. He ain't been that healthy. And Jim Cooter's goal is to spread the ball around. Those weeks where he was getting the ball more, he was healthy, and I think Jim Cooter knows the matchups he had was a little bit more easier. Kenny Vaccaro and those guys, man, they knew how to fucking, chase Calvin Johnson and shit like that, But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But overall, man, I'm proud of this Lions team after Monday, man. This is a game that they could have easily just laid down the last 3 games of the season and just, tucked it in and ran. They didn't do that. They played down to the last second. Gotta appreciate that. I mean, like I said, they could have did that shit, and they chose not to do it. They chose to go in there and do what it takes to get this win. That's what they did, and I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative that they did that. You know what I mean? So, oh my God, I mean, as a Lions fans, you have to look forward to these next 2 games. I mean, sorry 49ers Empire, but I think we're probably going to win that game. It's the last game of the season. Could be Calvin Johnson's last game at home. For a number of these Lions, it could be their last. I mean, I think some of these Lions we're going to lose. It's just like with Sue last year. You knew that Vikings game, that was going to be his last home game with us, man. And by the way, dude, your team is ass in Miami, dog. Ooh, I know you probably wish you were still playing here, dog. You chase the money and you ruin your goddamn career. Because I don't think you're going to finish up with a Hall of Fame career now. You listen to me, Sue. You fucked that shit up. You fucked a good thing you had going here in Detroit. You was going to be a Hall of Fame regardless if you had a ring here in Detroit. You fucked that shit going down to Miami and chased after that fucking ring. Because that fucking organization don't know what the fuck they going to do. They don't know what the fuck they going to do. And I don't feel sorry for you either because you're a douchebag and you knew you shouldn't have left town. So fuck you. Fuck it. Anyways, the Chicago Bears, last game of the season now. That's always a tough game in Soldier Field. I don't care how good the Lions are. I don't care how bad the Bears are. I don't care how good the Bears are. I don't care how bad the Lions are. That's always a tough game, especially when it's cold outside. I'm imagining it's January 3rd. Should be fucking cold. But we've had an unseasonably warm-ass winter, so I don't even fucking know. Some of my Lions girls have been talking about they're going to go. I'm not going with them because I'm not going. But some of them are talking about they're going to take a road trip down there. So, y'all have a good time, but I'm not going with y'all. I'm watching that game right on TV. And I hope that they get that one done, man. We could be looking at our future coach Adam Gates on the sidelines in that game. And I've been hearing more and more about John Harbaugh, you know, being a real serious candidate to come here. Now, I'm definitely falling out that Sean Payton bandwagon. Because when I saw that stat that his defense has been 26 over the last 10 years, and I don't know if Drew Brees been actually making him look that much more better. So I'm getting off that Sean Payton bandwagon right now. I'm getting off. But if he comes here, hey, I'm going to accept it, but I'm getting off that bandwagon. But I'd still rather have him over Caldwell. You know what I mean? I got to see Sean Payton with Stafford before I really get on his fucking bandwagon. But I've got my doubts about him right now. But yeah, that's the way it goes and that's the way it is. So we'll see what happens in San Francisco. I'm gonna see y'all niggas on Sunday. Happy holidays and shout out to my girl Taylor Hill again, Victoria's Secret girl. Your Broncos might not make the playoffs now. I'm gonna be watching them next Monday night. Don't be calling me, you and your sister. Don't be calling me crying on the goddamn phone. Don't be calling me. I'm telling you, don't be calling me. I told you, your Broncos is whack. And we gonna still keep Talib from you in free agency too. Fucking Raiders gonna take over that goddamn AFC West next year. So, y'all Denver fans, you better make the playoffs this year. That's it. John Elway gonna have to rebuild that motherfucker. All right, y'all. Holla at y'all later. Peace. 49ers Empire. A-Bomb versus Hitman. 3-on-3 Hitman. You gonna have a little 49ers hate week and Judah Tribe the week after that. I am coming after this nigga Judah Tribe that Bears hate week, dog. I'm coming after your ass, nigga. Cause I missed the first one. I'm coming after your ass this time, nigga. All right, y'all. Peace.
Oh boy. Hey everybody, what's going on? Saturday college game day. But it's still Chicago Bear Hate Week here in the TTC. So you know what? It's Bear Hate Week, and I got me some imported trolls from Facebook. Now, these poor bastards, they got mad over me wishing that their fucking kids were dead a year ago. They're still mad after I apologized. And now they're coming into the TTC. If they think that was bad, they just met Roby Reds. Oh, it's going to be fun. So if you want to know who these trolls are, well, let me let you guys know because they're going to be commenting like fuck on my videos. So let me do this. This is the Ryan Voss TTC Stalker Brigade. I mean, okay, we got Brian O'Connor. That's Ryan Voss. Dominic Toretto. Mia Toretto. Lete Ortiz Toretto. And, that fat fuck Dan Hobbs. He's using a rock avatar in his little profile thing. He's the Rock, you know. That must be the poster he licks at the gay bar. That fat fuck Dan Hobbs, he is Agent Luke Hobbs. That motherfucker wants show tunes. But anyways, you know what most of these guys got in common? They're all Bears fans, and they're hoping that Vic Fangio has got Blaine Gabbert figured out. Well, you know, I highly doubt these trolls will be uploading the video to YouTube before game time. But, you know, my hate week with these fuckers, well, they've been having hate week with me for the past fucking year. 32 of these fucks. Well, I got news for all of you bastards. Ryan Voss, Dan Hobbs, and the little fucking Stalker Brigade. You just danced for me. You have come to YouTube. Right where I want you. You really fucked up now. And I gotta quote a friend of mine. He's 8 camel toes on here. When I apologize for saying that about your kids, I honestly regret the apology at this point. Because I really do think that the world would be better off with fewer people like you. So I got to apologize to my apology. Welcome to the TTC. And you know what, everybody else? If you want to know these trolls, they'll be easy to find. They'll be the ones acting like the TTC is a Facebook group. Oh, and they fucked up. They fucked up coming here. I highly doubt they'll be here for long as trolls. And I definitely know ain't that I'm going to make a video. But I will subscribe to every one of their new channels, just in case. But now let's get on to some other business with this Saturday Bears Hate Week. Judah Tribe. Man, I see that shit you putting up at 49 cents. I see that shit you're saying about the gambler. Let me tell you something, Judah Tribe. To quote the great Malcolm X, okay, there were two kinds of niggas in the fucking old slave days. There was your field nigger, and there was your house nigger. You are a house nigger, sir. You are the chamber pot changing, slipper bringing, die for his master so he can wipe his ass, nigga. I see that fucking vid you put up, and dude, that is straight Ku Klux Klan, David Duke approved shit. I'm convinced you went on the Klan website to find that shit. The fuck is wrong with you? And straight up, dude, you got a peckerwood. You got a cracker with a little bit of soul. Straight up calling you a house nigga. Huh? Just when I thought I could just concentrate on the Facebook trolls, here you come around the corner with your fucking shoe shine box. You think Cutler is going to do well against the Niner fucking defense? No. No. Carson Palmer couldn't do well against us. He barely won. Pete Morelli, Arizona Cardinal MVP last game. My team is playing angry, Judah Tribe. Angry. And that's something you don't want coming to town. My team is doomed. And Blaine Gabbert, let me tell you something, dude. You rush Blaine Gabbert with 4 fucking linemen, he's going to chew you up. And that's what Vic Fangio loves to do. The Iraqi vet talked about that. See, all you got for us, Judah Tribe, is silly fucking jokes. Racist Ku Klux Klan, fucking neo-Nazi fucking jokes and memes, dude. That shit's a joke. I mean, no shit. Judah Tribe, you alone, you fucking house nigga, polyester white suit wearing, fake ass Ponce D rapper trying to fucking, spin off Ponce de Leon. Maybe you cracked a history book and think you're smart. You dumb motherfucker! You have personally set the civil rights movement back 30 fucking years. What a fucking joke. But you want to step up to the empire? Well, let me tell you what I think of you fucking Bears fans, okay? These Bears fans that I'm ragging on. First, you got the Ryan Voss Facebook Stalker Brigade. Ryan Voss looks like a fucking alien. Dan Hobbs, he looks like he's pregnant with triplets. He wants to buy me drinks at a gay bar and watch me sing show tunes. No. And then you got this fucking, was it Frank Paletti? A big fucking gorilla jowled fucking wop. And then you got this fucking Sam fucking Joseph. And he looks like Mr. Spock's fucking love child out of Star Trek. These are Bears fans. A house nigga and 4 fucking birth defects. And I'm not even talking about the other 2 that won't cam up. The other 30 fucking, or 28 out of 32. They want to flock to YouTube and join that TTC group on YouTube. Yeah. You guys want to talk shit with the fucking big boys? And hey, I know you love your fat jokes with me because that's about all you got. Welcome to the fucking TTC. Welcome to the TTC. And if your kids fucking die, and I'm saying it again, Ryan Voss, if your kids die, Dan Hobbs, if your kids die, matter of fact, all you little friends, if your kids die, the world would be better off and the gene pool would be fucking dramatically improved. All you Midwest fuckers are deformed. I'm just fat. You're fucking straight deformed. Ryan Voss, there's nothing you can do about that forehead. I can dye it. Dan Hobbs. That big old crow fucking bald-headed fucking dome of yours. You ain't even got the dignity to get a wig, motherfucker. Damn. Anyways, this is the A-Bomb. Slapping some fucking Bears fans around. Fresh hate. Fresh hate. I know you fuckers hate me. Well, welcome to where hate has a home. Welcome to the TTC. And I'll point you out to that YouTube group for you. Okay? I'll help you guys out. Fucking YouTube group. Boom! I'm out.
Do you like this shade?
Sure, I use it all the time.
It's for your lips.
Oh, I know. I was just seeing if it was sharp. So I said, that is the worst fake ID I ever saw. I better get going.
Oh, hang out. Hey, guys, this is Stephanie. This is Kelly, Gia, and Lisa. The guys.
That's funny. You don't look like guys to me. Guys, check out the bod on that new math teacher, Mr. Lucas. What a babe.
It was the first time I've ever stayed awake in algebra.
I better not.
How come?
I'm trying to quit. You should have seen my last chest x-ray.
Sixth graders are terminally pathetic.
Uh-oh, there's the bell. We better get going. Uh-oh. The bell. Uh-oh.
Hey, give her a break. She's a good kid.
Oh, yeah? Then why don't you go be a good kid with her?
Give me a light.
Where'd you find that dweeb? letting you go to the bathroom all by yourself now?
Yeah. When are you gonna start?
Ooh, a little Miss Big Mouth got me good. You want to smoke? Oh, that's right. You quit.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a big fan of breathing.
What are you laughing at?
That was funny. If something is funny, I laugh.
Yeah, if something's funny, she laughs.
Shut up. 6th graders are a waste of skin.
You should know you were there for 3 years.
It was 2. So, Come on, Mickey. Walk me to detention.
Mickey, you coming or what?
No, you guys go. I'm gonna hang out here.
With this scrub?
If she wants to hang out with a scrub, she can. Not that there is one in here, but if there were...
They got the point.
Come on, let's get out of here.